Right, we'll quickly jump to the Sega Saturn now. Picked up a couple of Sega Saturn games, but I'll just show you the lower priced ones first. First up is a game that I actually picked up, just like Daz Cojonesdeloro, he picked up after watching Dal's video of it. He put up a music video of it. And it is Soku Gorentai. I actually got this version. The reason behind that is I bought it for £28 off eBay just after Dal put that video up. I thought, oh, that looks really good. Really fancy that game. I saw Dad's picking up, I just thought, I'm definitely going to buy that. So I got it for £28. 3 weeks later, I got lost in the post. Never ever seen it. So then I went and bought another copy off eBay. The guy's actually still on eBay for £25, free postage. And then about 4 days later, I get an email from the guy to say he's refunded my money because it's been lost in the post. And I'm like, how do you know it's been lost in the post? So I looked at his other feedback, and there's like loads of guys have said, this guy stole my money, this guy's a thief, do not. It was a stock photo he used, do not use this guy. So if you happen to go on eBay now, see it's the one for 25 quid, you'll be able to see. So I don't know if he's maybe just got spooked and gave me a refund because there's been so many people complaining, or he might be genuine and maybe a batch that he sent out all did get lost. I don't know that, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I did, because this version I actually just got last week for £12.99. It came up on a safe search, buy it now for $20, and I could not believe it, so I snapped it up. I actually had 2 copies. And after I paid for the first one, when I went back in to look at the other copy, it was up to like $32. So I don't know if he's realised he's put them up too cheap or not. But $12.99, I could not believe it. It's a great game. This is basically the re-release of it. As far as I'm aware, they re-released it because it had a few bugs in it that was fine if you played it on a Japanese system, but if you played it on a foreign system, it had a few frame rate issues on that. So, and this one also came with a Battle Garegga demo, which is pretty cool actually. It's first level of Battle Garegga, so it's pretty good, it's worth picking up. The downside obviously is it's got a pretty shit cover. It's got the proper cover, but it's got like a white PAL border, which is pretty pish. But yeah, so that's Soku Gorentai. Really good game actually. Another couple games. I've actually got quite a few things lost in the post recently. It's really pissing me off. These 2 games I did think they were lost in the post because they took over a month to arrive, but I'm so glad I got them. First game is, I was basically just thrown in. I bought the second game and this guy threw it in for, I think it was like £3 or something like that. And it's a Macross game. Macross. Do you remember love, or do you remember love me, or something like that? It's not the greatest game, to be honest. It's just shoot 'em up, a horizontal shoot 'em up, but it's based on the Macross like anime, or Robotech, I think is it's called, like in the West. So it's got it's based on two CDs, so it's got a lot of footage from the films and things like that. It looks pretty good, but the game's pretty poor. But still, it's a shooter. It's got a nice double box. But for a couple quid, I was just flung in really, to be honest. But the game I really wanted was one I've been after for a while actually. I used to play it on MAME quite a lot. Really enjoyed it. It's unfortunately when I've started to look for it, it's not uncommon, but I've only ever seen it come up twice actually in auction in the last sort of 4 or 5 months. I saw RiddleronYoutube pick it up, I think it was last year. And it's, let me try and pronounce it now, Gekarinden. I really like the premise behind this shooter. It's, you basically follow a bad guy through time. So you go back to like this 1940 level, then there's like a year 2000 level, and then you go into the future. So it's pretty good concept. The game's not great. It's not the best shooter on on Saturn. But I really enjoy it actually. Again, Future Map 5 did a really good review on it. So what I'll probably do actually, I'll maybe put a wee list of people down in the description who have sort of inspired me on this shooter journey. Future Map 5 is obviously one of them. But yeah, so it's Gekkerinden. So I paid £25 for that, which I actually thought was a bargain because I see it come up for buy it nows now, and because a lot of the other Saturday games are bumped up in price, this is bumped up in price, so all the buy it nows are like 70 quid. It's not worth that. It's definitely not worth that. So I was pretty happy to get it for 25. I have seen it since then for 44, I think it is. So I'd like to actually know, Kent, if you don't mind telling me how much you paid for it, because as I say, I'm sure it's been about 6 months, maybe about a year maybe, since you bought it. So I'd like to see, in fact, I don't think it's been a year, maybe it's 6 months, but I'd like to see how much you paid for it, just to see how much it's changed, how much it's went up in price and things like that, just to give people a rough idea. Let's get it in. Really, really good. Really, really happy with that. Right, so that's my 2 Saturday games. Crack on with a couple Dreamcast games now. First one is a game, again, I didn't think I was going to own. Can be quite expensive. It is a great game actually, and it's Twinkle Star Sprites. Focus. This game is like nothing you've played before and everything you've played before. It's a puzzle game, it's a shooter game, plays like Bust a Move, but it's just really, really weird. It's really, really good game. It's available for a few platforms. The Dreamcast version is the cheapest. Average is about £40. I think the PS2 version is about £45, £50. The Neo Geo version, again, in the £70s and £80 mark for the CD version anyway. But yeah, it's a really, really good game. This actually came from a company called Raven Games, which is based in London. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I don't know if they have a store. I assume they have a store. It says it's Bromley Road in Kent, but whether or not that's just the guy's house or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I still had the price on it for when he was selling it in his store, which is £40, which is actually a pretty good price for a shop to sell this game at. I mean, you'll pay £40 off eBay for it, so for a shop to be competitive, it's alright. I was able to get it for £25. Just on auction. I looked at it like an hour before it was finishing. Nobody else had bidding on it, so I ended up getting it for its opening bid of £25. So I was super happy with that, and it came the next day. Really, really good postage. So I bought another game actually from Ravens Games. So I'd highly recommend it. Its eBay username is Tommy Gun 788 or something like that. So yeah, really fast post. They post it out the same day, unless you order after 4, then it's like the next day. So it's really, really good. So Twinkle Star Sprites, yeah. Really, really happy to get this. It's a really good game. It's charming. Just a bit different from the shooters. And this next game, something of a holy grail for me. I actually couldn't believe I won this. I wanted this game for years and years and years. I really should have bought it when it first came out, but I couldn't afford it back then. It was much more than I was willing to spend. Not because it's a shooter, but because it was a Dreamcast game, and I just loved the Dreamcast throughout its life. And it is the mighty Border Down. Again, I don't know how I won this, to be honest. I just happened to go on eBay, see that I was starting bid was £54. So I watched it all week. 10 minutes from the end, I thought, nobody else is bidding on this. I put in a bid of £68, but I ended up getting it for its opening price of £54, and that was delivered. So it's mint condition. It's in a wee plastic wallet, but it comes with a spine card and everything like that. So I was super, super excited to get it for £54. Such a great game, Border Down. It's punishing as fuck though. I mean, it only gives you like 1 credit 3 lives, and I played it briefly on a backup disc years ago, but I knew I didn't want to put too much time into it because I knew I would buy it one day. I just had it in the back of my mind that I would buy it one day. So yeah, poured it down. Honest, I was super happy, really ecstatic to add this to the collection. It's such a great game. So yeah, so that's my 2 Dreamcast games. Probably my last Dreamcast games I'm going to be buying. Well, unless Ghostblade comes out. But yeah, so really glad. Poured it down to round off my Dreamcast shooting collection. Right, the next game I was hoping to show you is for the 360, but unfortunately it's not showed up yet. And that is Mushy Mushy Pork! Yeah, I finally, well not finally won it, I've looked at it for a while, and after just speaking to Llyodretrodreaming about it in my last video, he was telling me he managed to get, I think it was £45 off eBay. I was just like, right, I'm going to go on. So this was just Sunday night there. And I think the only reason I won it, to be honest, was because a lot of people would be at play and it didn't get very many bids. But it was a value version, and I was able to win it for £36. So I was super pleased at that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it actually shows up, that the woman posts it out, because it was the only game that she had for sale. So hopefully she doesn't get pissed off that it goes for much more than that. So fingers crossed, hopefully it shows up. But Mushy Mushy Pork. Hello and welcome to the 6 o'clock news with me, Jeeves Winterbottom. Tonight's top story. YouTube sensation and generally handsome chap Mark Horsburgh has since received said Xbox 360 game Mushy Mushy Pork. It has been confirmed that the star is exceptionally happy at receiving such a game and he cannot wait to play it. One eyewitness was even quoted to say, "You should have seen him. He was pure mad, jumping about like a dafty. Any cunt would think he had just got his hole." Indeed. And in other news, could drinking Guinness really improve your sex life? We'll find out after this short break. I've got nothing to hold up, but yeah, super happy to get that. That's probably my last 360 shooter I'll be buying, unless I buy Japanese one, which is probably not going to happen, to be honest. I'm hooked. But yeah, Mushy Mushy Pork and Pink Sweets. So once it arrives, I'll probably show you guys, but yeah, super happy. Right, now on to the gold. My last 2 games I've picked up. These are games that I'll just quickly say, when I first started collecting shooters, I've been collecting shooters for about 6 months now. Not officially on YouTube, but sort of I've been focusing primarily on shooters. And these are 2 games that I thought I would really like, but I just couldn't justify spending the money. But I've sort of had a rethink. I mean, I'm 30-year-old now, I'm married, my days of going out are sort of slim now. I can't go out and get pissed for like 3 and 4 days on the trot like I used to. So yeah, so basically I'll explain the story. I was out for a pub crawl with my mates. It was my mate's 30th, and I was planning on a big night. An average night out for me, money wise, would be about £60–70. A big night out, you're talking about £150. Because it is expensive going out now, and I'm Scottish. I could drink a hell of a lot of fucking alcohol. So yeah, so we're doing a pub crawl out of town. There's like pubs run like a horseshoe. We're doing a massive pub crawl, but it turns out it was a pretty tame night out. The town was dead. Didn't spend half as much as I thought I was going to. So I was still pissed, don't get me wrong, I was still pissed. But so walking home, saw this game. I was flicking through eBay, walking home, I saw this from Hit Japan. And I'm normally quite reasonable with Hit Japan. I always tend to just go maybe £10, because you can make best offers with Hit Japan if you don't already know. I usually just go maybe £10 less. But I was a wee bit cheeky with this. They had it up for £104, I think it was. And I put in a best offer of £80. So when I woke up in the morning, they'd accepted it. And the game in question is Batsugan. Fucking amazing game. It really is a really, really good game. A lot of people, I was speaking to a few people, speaking to Shaw, speaking to Minx and all that, and it is sort of like the top 2, maybe top 3 games for the Saturn, for the shooter Saturn. A lot of people like Radiant Silvergun, a lot of people like Battle Gregor, a lot of people like this. I've not put in nearly enough time as I should have into this. I've had it for a couple of weeks. I think it's a couple of weeks now. So I've only maybe put in like an hour of play into it, because I've been playing other ones. So I've not gave this my full attention. But it's a good condition. It doesn't come with a spine card. But for 80 notes, I was very, very happy with it. I was a little bit panicky at first when I woke up. I was like, oh Christ, I've just bought an £80 game. But as I say, I had the money in my wallet. I planned to spend it. So I just thought, why not? So, yeah. Batsugan. Such a great, great game. And the final game, you maybe have guessed this, since all these games have been going up in price. I've been having this conversation with this guy for a couple of weeks before I bought Batsugan. I was emailing him. He'd had this game up. I'll show you it first. It is none other than Battle Gregor. This guy had this up for, he put it up for like a week for, I think it was, I can't remember what the dollars was. I think it was like £140, and then it didn't sell, and then he put it up again, it didn't sell, and then he put it up for £120, I think it was, and it didn't sell. So eventually I kept sending him emails and emails saying, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, and then every time I gave him a price, he would come back and tell me something different that he hadn't put in his listing. So then I would go, then, well, it's got that problem, I'll get it cheaper than that. So, yeah. So, a long story short, I managed to get this for £79. I was literally masturbating when he agreed to it. I think that's a fantastic price. People probably got it cheaper, but average, definitely a £120 average game. Problems with it was I actually swapped the box because the box was cunted, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this because the light's not that grey. But about here, it's had liquid spilt on it at one point, so the manual has got a bit of a bubble, and it's actually got a little bit of a stain, so I was like, so it's not, certainly not mint. If it came with a spine card though, which I was pleasantly surprised with. I didn't realise that at the time, but yeah, I'm just so glad. Both these games, in fact both these games and Boarded Down, are games that I just never thought I would own, but I'm just so happy I have. I really have put so much time into this already. If you think about like a game, an average game for like a modern platform, £50 game, you get maybe 6 hours out of that. So you think for 1.5 new games, I've got this, and I've already put more than 10 hours into it. I've played it every night, a couple hours a night. Such a great game. And that's just, I think that's just the way I've gone now with shooters. I actually bought one of the last games I needed for my 360. And it's Ghost Warrior 2. Sniper Ghost Warrior 2. And a really good game. I really loved the first one on that, but I'm struggling to play it now just because of the patience you need. You have to like sit and wait and be patient, wait for the guys to come into a shot and things like that. I'm just that used to sort of instant gratification with games like this. But really glad. I do not regret buying them at all. Fantastic additions to the collection. And these are games that I'm actually, they're more than games now to me. A lot of the games I bought because I wanted to play, and I've just kept them. Again, I wanted to play the games, that's why I buy the games. But to me, these are more than that. As daft as that sounds, like I enjoy looking at them, like the booklets, the art style, and it's sort of like the infamously that comes with owning like sort of a high-end game, not like for bragging rights to that on YouTube, but just like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, just like I'm just proud to own these games just because it's slightly different, and shoot 'em ups aren't that popular. Like, it's not really a popular genre compared to other type of games, so it's sort of like an elitist club if you enjoy playing them and that. But yeah, cheers to my latest purchases. But that's not all. Basically, the last game I'll show you, I just bought it this week actually, and fucking hold on, the boxes just fell apart here. Aye, this is just a cheap game. It cost me £7. I got it from Raven Games as well, and it is Sidearms Special for the PC Engine. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Sidearms Special? Isn't that a CD game? And you'll be correct there. It is a CD game. And then you'll be thinking, didn't you just say earlier in the video you didn't have the means of playing PC Engine CD-ROM games? And you'd be correct in saying that. But I've managed to pick up my holy grail system. Again, this has just been like the best few weeks of my gaming life. This is a system I wanted for 2 years now. Basically, since I bought my PC Engine and started researching about PC Engines and stuff like that, I was just like, this console is fucking beautiful. And the console in question is a Super CD-ROM 2. This actually attaches, I'll just quickly show you. If you don't know anything about PC engines, here's a PC engine. Here is a CD-ROM attachment. Fill and fill of alcohol. They start getting jiggy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then, boom! You have one super sexy fucking monster of a thing. Look at it. Oh, it's fucking good. But yeah. These systems, I'll just quickly fill you in if you're not familiar with them. Sorry I keep looking up there, that's where the viewfinder is. I apologise for that. But yeah, anyway. These are quite uncommon. They break quite easily. I'll probably say they're rare. They're very, very expensive. I saw one last year, boxed, go for £150. And I was gutted I never bidded on it, because that's a fantastic price for it. Really, really good price. So yeah, funny story about this. Me and the missus was talking. This is actually for my Christmas, so I can't actually play it just yet. But me and the missus was talking about what I wanted for my Christmas, and I says, well, the same thing I wanted for my last Christmas, which was Super CD-ROM 2, but I can't find them. I can't find one. She says to me, well, what are they called? I says, a PC Engine Super CD-ROM. So I'm sitting watching the telly, and then she's on the computer, and then she just shouts across to me, is this it? And I was just like, aye, it is. So she's seen one on eBay for £90 unboxed. Buy it now or best offer. And to be honest, I should have just bought it at £90, but I thought, I'm going to be cheeky here, and I shouldn't have, because it probably should have been bought by someone else. I put in a best offer is £70, and they accepted it. So yeah, and again it came with free shipping. EMS free shipping, and it came in 2 boxes. They actually had to send the plug in a separate box. This separate box. Unbelievable. So it must have cost them about £25 to post it. But yeah, so the problem with these is that, like some of the other grey things in computing worlds, after time they go a bit discoloured. Like the Dreamcast go yellow and that. These tend to go a little bit grey. Can't really tell because the light's fading in here, but this has got a little bit of greenness to it. But obviously the colour matches the Core Graphics 2 better. This is the Core Graphics 1. But I'll get a bit of peroxide on it, see if I can kind of get it up a bit. But I'm really, really happy. Go and just Google Super CD-ROM 2 and just watch a few other videos. 16-Bit Ghost has a really good video. He loved the system as well. Future Map 5 as well. And I'm just really, really glad to finally have it. So I plan to pick up a few shooters for the CD-ROM. I really do hope to get Sapphire one day, and it's an expensive game. Obviously, I'm not going to pick up the original. Obviously, I'm going to pick up a bootleg. But even just buying an arcade card to play it is expensive. So hopefully, if 2t UK Stu's still got his copy that he got from John, maybe he'll sell me that for cheap. Stu, a few beers in Blackpool, maybe. So yeah, but there's plenty more. So my shooting catalogue has just gotten that much bigger to collect for. But yeah, as I say, I've been like a little boy. When this arrived yesterday, I was like a little boy. It's amazing that a grown man could leap with joy when he sees something. So I'm super glad. This is probably the last thing, apart from maybe a Japanese 360 and a Japanese PS2. This will be the last sort of official console I'll ever buy. So super happy, boys. I'm a happy horse. So I am. Sorry for all the jump cuts in this video. It's probably the longest video I've ever made, and my fucking battery on my phone kept running out. My memory kept running out. And my lights faded. It's fucking practically dark in here now. But yeah, there you go, guys. It's my massive shmup blowout video. As I say, I really am a shooting STG addict now. I just love them. And don't worry, I know I've bought too many, but this is all I'm buying until well after Christmas now. I won't be buying any more games. So this will do me for a long time. So guys, thanks. If you've watched this whole video, thank you so much. Let me know what you think down below. If you've played any of these games, let me know what you think of them. Yeah, that's it, guys. Leave it at that. Take it easy. Finish my Guinness. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. See you soon.